intriguing headline from the LA Times caught my attention a few years ago. It read, "Most honest man in America? Rabbi finds and then returns $98,000. The article goes on to tell the story of Rabbi Noah Murov, who purchased a desk from Craigslist for $150. When he brought it home, it barely fit through the door. The rabbi figured out that he could squeeze it through the doorway if he dismantled it. He unscrews the desktop, he pulls out the file drawers, and that's when he noticed a bag stowed away inside the desk. When Rabbi Murov brought the bag to the dining room table and opened it, he and his wife were shocked by its contents. The bag contained nearly $100,000 in cash. Now, what would you have done? The LA Times writer asks at this point, and continues. That's the popular parlor game question being asked across America this week as the astonishing news of Rabbi Noah Murov's good deed pinged around the internet. The rabbi, who's a Judaic studies teacher, said there was only the briefest of discussions with his wife. They both agreed to return the cash. Even though it was past 11 p.m., the rabbi called the desk seller and told her what he'd found. The desk's original owner was speechless and explained that she had received the money as part of an inheritance from her parents who had recently passed away. She had placed it in the desk, and it must have fallen behind one of the drawers, and try as she might, she couldn't find it and had given up on ever finding it again. You can imagine her shock at hearing from the rabbi. The article continues. Now let's pause for a second and think about the ethics here. The woman sold him the desk. It was her responsibility to make sure it was empty. It's not like the rabbi cheated her out of the money. So why didn't he decide to keep it under the time-honored finders keepers rule? Because in the words of Rabbi Murov, I answer to a higher authority. Both my wife and I were raised as Orthodox Jews, and this is what we were taught from a very young age, to do what is right and to think about the feelings of others. How would I have felt if this had happened to me? What would I have wanted others to do in a similar situation? The rabbi said that he and his wife took their 4 young children for the drive to return the money. Friends, in the Jewish tradition, we have a term to describe this very kind of exemplary behavior. It's called Kiddush Hashem, honoring the name of God, the Jewish tradition, and the Jewish people. This story is a classic example of what it means to embody the role we were given by God at Sinai, to be a light unto the nations. Interestingly, the Torah doesn't say that our mission is to bring light, but to be a light unto the nations. Our way of illuminating a path through the choppy seas of history is more like being a lighthouse rather than a tugboat for our fellow travelers. In the same way, writers are taught to show rather than tell. The mission of the Jew is not to proselytize, but to personify the spiritual and moral truths of Judaism. And in this way, we do more than kindle the Hanukkah candles. We become the Hanukkah candles of history ourselves, shining a light of goodness and godliness wherever we go. Wishing you and yours Hanukkah Sameach.